The Herman Cain campaign continues to sizzle tonight after his straight talk and 999 tax code reform plan just this evening. Late breaking news, a new Rasmussen poll, Cain 43%, Obama 41%. All right, the faltering economy is number one issue for the voters. The former CEO has not minced words when pointing out who is to blame. Take a listen.
The objective of the liberals is to destroy this country. The objective of the liberals is to make America mediocre like everybody else who aspire to be like America. That's their objective.
So the question is Herman Cain right? Are liberals really destroying America and the economy? Let's talk. CNBC contributors Robert Johnson, he's founder and CEO of RJL Companies, and Gary Shapiro, president and CEO of the Consumer Electronics Association, author of The Comeback. Gary Shapiro, you may not agree precisely, but is Cain onto something? The liberal point of view, the liberal big government point of view, is it destroying the economy? Is it destroying the country?
Well, I think Cain is absolutely wrong about liberals' intentions. I think they're as patriotic Americans as conservatives. But in terms of the importance of the business community to the future of our nation, we have seen an administration here that is trying to separate business and everyone else, and it's not helpful to the economic growth and jobs creation in our country.
But Robert Johnson, it's really a little deeper than that, isn't it? I mean, the liberal vision is profoundly a big government, government-directed, government-planned vision. And isn't that where President Obama is going?
Well, I think where liberals tend to go wrong is when they press liberalism to the point where it impacts individual responsibility and something of a meritocracy based on performance. I think Cain is wrong to say liberals are out to destroy the economy. I do think, however, there's a tendency for a higher degree of paternalism among liberals than it is among conservatives and independents.
That being government paternalism.
I think it's paternalism where somebody else other than the individual, or the individual in a collective group, is sort of taking care of people by basically doling out more entitlements as opposed to providing economic opportunity in terms of access to capital, access to investments. And that's what I believe in.
All right. So, Gary Shapiro, I want to give you a chance to redeem yourself. I mean, I like liberals. Some of my best friends are liberals, although not too many nowadays. But the liberal vision is a big government vision, Gary, and you heard Robert Johnson talk about the paternalism and so forth. The conservative vision is a business vision. It's a free enterprise vision. It's a free market vision. And every day, President Obama is out bashing business, free enterprise, successful people, free markets, banks, you name it. So don't you think Herman Cain is at least right, making a contrast?
Well, I think the demonization of the other side by both of these people is not helpful. I think we need leaders who try to bring us together with a common purpose, and we do have a common purpose as Americans. I think where we break down is that liberals believe that everyone should be the same, everyone should be equal in result. I think conservatives take a different view that everyone should have equal opportunity. And I think businesses and the entrepreneurial system in America create that opportunity, and they create great heroes like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg. And I think that's what we should be focusing on, is how do we create these smaller companies, these entrepreneurs, these innovators, and allow them to create additional jobs?
Well, we do it by bashing banks. We do it by bashing profits. We do it by insulting businessmen, Gary. That's what's been happening here.
And that is not helpful. It's very hurtful. And I think, why are there no jobs today? There are no jobs not because of we're not adopting President Obama's program, which really has nothing to do with jobs other than government jobs. There are not jobs today because we're concerned about tax increases, about huge regulation from government. There's a lack of certainty out there. And frankly, businesses are encouraged now by our tax code and even by our president and our White House to take their jobs abroad.
You know, Robert Johnson, another point Cain made was that our defense may be cut dramatically, and that would be a bad idea. And I want to ask you, if the economy is only growing at 1 or 2%, Robert, we won't have the resources to maintain a strong defense, a strong national security, a strong global posture. That's another nail in the coffin, is it not? The local economy, the U.S. economy, really determines our national security.
Well, defense spending is a big part of our budget, and it will be impacted if, as Gary pointed out, the Republicans and the Democrats can't get together, for example, in the super committee, to come up with a plan, a strategy to get the economy moving again. And I fundamentally believe that this country has a real opportunity if we can get both parties working together, because I think the public wants simplification in the tax code. I think they want reform in the tax code, and I think they want to see people more responsible for their own well-being. And that happens when you've got a growing economy, and that happens when you've got a government that's committed to innovation, entrepreneurship, right, and deregulation in the right places.
Sounds like free enterprise to me. Many thanks, Robert Johnson and Gary Shapiro. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
President Obama continues his class warfare rhetoric on the campaign trail today, mocking the Senate Republican jobs proposal and offering a shout out to the Occupy Wall Street protests. Take a listen.